In this video, we will be discussing an overview of 2D profiles. If you'd like to follow along with this video, please open the file 2dprofilesoverview.dwg located in the Working Files folder as discussed in the Working with this dataset video. The phrase models from 2D profiles refers to the solid and surface models you create from selected 2D profiles. These profiles consist of geometry that you draw to represent a contour or a slice of the shape you want to create. In some cases, you have to create profile geometry in a flat plane anywhere in space. In other cases, you can create geometry that traverses in all directions through space. The profile is also defined as being either an open loop or closed loop profile. Open loops are profiles where a single object does not return to its starting point and close itself. Closed loop profiles are defined by a single object that does return to its starting point. The reason open and closed loop profiles are not defined as creating one type of model or the other is because the resulting model depends upon the selected profile geometry and the model creation method. Let's look at some examples. Right now, I have a visual style of X-ray with no edges displayed so we can see the 2D profiles that were used to create these 3D solids. As you can see, I used the sweep command to use this 2D object, this polyline, to sweep along this path. I use that same profile on the bottom here to extrude straight up a certain distance. In this case here, I also use the extrude command. Notice how I made it follow a path. So this object here followed the path, which was defined in a different space. This knob used the revolve command to revolve around 360 degrees by a certain axis. We have a few of these other objects that use the press-pull command to press and pull the objects, but with a certain height. Don't forget, you can also extrude and create surfaces from 2D profiles as well, as you can see by the example right here. Before we get right down into the nitty-gritty of creating 3D solids from 2D profiles, we need to discuss a variable called delobj. That's spelled D-E-L-O-B-J. This variable controls what will happen to the 2D geometry that you are going to use to create your 3D solids or surfaces. So it's important to make sure you have the variable set to the desired setting. So whether it's the extrude command or the sweep command, 2D profiles can really help you get the shape you want without having to create specific solid primitives.